can't be free. Everybody wanna judge, say I'm a thug, I'm a player, I'm a simple, why I can't be me? When I walk up in the store, all the Karens get to staring at me. Put my heart in my music, it's still on my sleeve. Everybody been portrayed.
So fam, what's the word? It's your boy Trey Montana. It is now episode 5 of the Soulful Thoughts blog. And first things first, I want to apologize for the long wait. I know it's been longer than a week since the last time I dropped a video, but I had re-aggravated some structural damage I had suffered in my neck. I had suffered some nerve damage and kind of re-aggravated it. Still kind of suffering through that right now, but I'm toughening it out for y'all today, family, because I just can't stay in the bed too long. But anyway, enough of all that though. Today we're going to be talking about baggage, because obviously a lot of people are still carrying hurt and grudges from past situations, right? Now the main reason for that is due to people's lack of self-confidence and everything, because if you truly had that mindset that you are the prize, that you are a prize, no matter if you male or female, that you are a prize and someone is lucky to have you, if you truly had that mindset, no matter what somebody do to you, you won't have no grudge, because you'll look at it like, oh, okay, you just fucked up. Like, you just really messed up type shit, And sorry, y'all, I'm trying to slow down on the cussing, but to be honest, y'all, I'm really trying to give y'all the natural version of me. And I know I should slow down the cursing because I do want to come off as least somewhat professional, but at the same time, I want to give y'all the natural me too. But yeah, back to the subject though. So a lot of y'all, don't have self-confidence, and y'all take everything personal because of the dependency that you build on these people that you're trying to build a union with before you even know yourself as an individual. And that ties into my last video of anxiety when I was talking about knowing yourself before you get into a situation. So we know that part of it, right? We know a good way to prevent yourself from having these grudges and so much hurt towards people is actually learning yourself and loving yourself before. We know that part, right? Let's dive a little deeper. Another factor for your grudges, your baggage that you might have, is the fact that you always get too ahead of yourself. Especially for my astrology people, especially if you got a lot of fire and air, fire and earth in your chart. Because us fire signs, we visionaries, we got a lot of passion, and we tend to get really connected to our visions, our dreams, the shit we want to do in the future. Earth signs, y'all practical people that like to plan ahead. So earth signs, y'all very connected to the future as well. The future plans that you are getting set up in the future. Because what usually happens when we with someone and everything is going great in the current moment, our mind immediately projects to the future, right? Things that we might want to do with them in the future, whether it's starting a business, getting married, going on trips, having kids, whatever the case might be. Our mind usually projects straight to the future, and we start getting attached to the plans that we coming up with in our internal world to the person. That's really where we fall in love the most, to be honest, in our internal world, more so than the things that we're doing with the person on the the external world. Like the thoughts that we have to ourselves when we not with the person is actually connecting us to the person more than when we with them, believe it or not. So it's real imperative that when you with someone, specifically if y'all haven't been talking for a long time and it's going great, you got to train your mind to not get too caught up into, well, you want to get caught up in the moment. You don't want to get too caught up in the future. Like, allow yourself to enjoy the moment and don't expect anything crazy from someone that you really just met. Like, just if you and a person vibing good, just leave it at that for the moment. You feel me? Like, okay, we vibing good, but we both know a lot of people change throughout time. A lot of people be putting on masks, pretending like they something that they not, to attract the person. So it's very, it makes no sense to actually get attached to someone no matter what they showing you in the beginning stages, because it's the beginning stages. You feel me? Y'all ain't went through nothing yet. It's cool to start getting attached to the visions once y'all actually been through some shit. You feel me? Once y'all actually been through some ups and downs, this person has proved their loyalty to you through a nice amount of time. then that's when you can start getting attached to the visions. But when you allow yourself to get too attached in the beginning, you just setting yourself up for failure, and it's a sign that you don't really know yourself. You're not comfortable with yourself enough. You got some type of issues you need to work with, past traumas, parental problems, whatever it is. You got to do some shadow work and figure that out, because you're not really ready for a relationship if you even creating that type of dependency on a person, to where if they do something to you, you got this grudge for life, and you think every person in the gender is just like them. You got some work to do on yourself. Now let's speak on if you were actually with the person for a long time, y'all and y'all was doing y'all thing, and then the person betrayed you, or whatever happened, and now y'all not together. Now, the way you can avoid having a grudge with that, and I'm trying to speed the video up, family, because my neck hurt. If I'm speaking fast, I apologize. But the way you can avoid having a grudge against someone that you was with for a long time is, if y'all were with each other for a long time, I know for a fact they taught you a lot of shit when things were going good, and even if they didn't, the things that they did toxic to you is something that you could have something that you can learn from. I spoke on this in the first video ever released. Even if they did something bad to you, you damn sure learned not who to fuck with in that situation, right? So it's always gonna be a certain lesson that if you actually go inside your mind and catch the lesson that came from the situation, you can grow from that shit and move on a whole lot sooner. On top of the fact that if you have the self-confidence to know that you the prize, and you know a motherfucker just really fucked up with you, it ain't no reason for you to be stressing if somebody messed up with you. Now, if you messed up with that person, you got to do some shadow work and forgive yourself. But if they messed up with you, you don't got to forgive yourself. You don't even got to really forgive them. You just got to find a perception that suits your growth. I'm trying not to cuss. Forget them, forget them. Lead them in the past if you got to, but find whatever happened in y'all situation that can help you grow into your next situation, instead of being focused on what held you back in that situation. Because if you do that, that situation that held you back with them is going to hold you back with the others in your future. You feel me? I hope I'm making perfect sense. And then on top of that, a lot of y'all be having baggage passed down from y'all parents, because our parents might have, in their younger days, might have been with someone who did them wrong, treated them a certain way. Maybe your other parent did it, and that's causing them to give you toxic advice. Like, especially if you have, a single mom. Not to say that all single moms are like this, but a lot of single mothers be having, some single mothers be having grudges, and a lot of, pent up baggage from old situations that they pass down to their kids, giving them toxic advice. If you're a woman, your mama or dad probably told you that if a guy can't pay all your bills and put the bread on the table, that you shouldn't be with him. You shouldn't be with him. If you're a guy, your parents probably told you if a woman, can't cook, if she's not a good nurturer, things that can be taught, that she's not a good woman, that she's not a woman for you and everything. And just giving you all this old, outdated ass, toxic ass advice, right? And of course, because they are parents, we grow up, thinking that they got our best interest and we listening to them. But listen, once you grown, you have to be able to have the wisdom to see if your parents, the advice they giving you, if it actually worked for them. If your parent is still single, obviously the advice that they giving you might not be the path that you should take. And even if they are still in a relationship, you got to think about the times that they were in when they got in that relationship, if they were with their partner for a long time. If they got with their partner in the 80s or 70s or 60s, that was in a totally different time than 2022. You feel me? So the advice they giving you probably worked for their times, but it's not going to work in today's times. It's just going to, have you with this outdated mindset and having you, having a grudge against everybody in the world. Sorry, y'all, I got a call. But yeah, hereditary grudges is what I like to call what I'm talking about. You got to watch out for, your parents passing down hereditary grudges down to you. You feel me? Because a lot of people got this problem, especially women, So yeah, I'm gonna make this video kind of short today, family, but that's pretty much the summary of what I'm saying. Premature baggage is, when you get into a relationship and you actually got a grudge against someone that you was only with for a few months, That comes from the fact that you weren't even supposed to be in a relationship. You need to find yourself and love yourself more, period. And in terms of people, and also stop getting attached to the visions that you create with a person. If you know that y'all, just enjoy the current moment until y'all actually been through some shit before you get attached to the visions that you creating in your mind with this person. But yeah, control your perception, family. Stop focusing on all the bad things a person did to you, and try to wrap your mind around all the things that possibly could have came from that situation that could lead to your growth. Trey Montana signing out. I got to get back in the bed, family, but I love y'all. Oh yeah, family, I got one more thing I want to touch on. Y'all know I always got my last little message at the end. I wanted to say, stop going into new situations looking for signs of your old situation. It's gonna lead you to self-sabotage way more often than not. Trust me, it's just not good. Now, I know what you think you're doing. You thinking that you learned a certain lesson in a last relationship. You seen certain signs of an individual's character, and if you see that sign from anybody else, you gone. To a certain extent, that's fine, but y'all not doing it with y'all gut. Y'all not going into situations clear-minded and treating it like a new situation and just letting your gut tell you if something wrong. Y'all going into situations looking for something wrong, and if y'all don't find nothing wrong, y'all good, but y'all be actually looking for something wrong, and almost it's like y'all expect the person to be full of shit like your last one was. That's never gonna work out. You're never gonna find the love that you're looking for, the person you're looking for. Never. I promise you, you're not. You're gonna self-sabotage it every time, because it's like your trust is shot. You need to take those lessons you learned from the last relationship and just let them go. Like your subconscious mind not gonna forget them. I promise you it's not. I promise you it is not. If you sit up there and realize something about a person, your subconscious mind is not finna forget about that. You feel me? You do not have to consciously watch out for everyone that you run into. Your gut is gonna, like, do y'all know what, I don't know if y'all familiar with chakras, but your lower chakras, specifically the sacral and solar plexus chakra, that's what they are for. You feel me? That's what they are for. They literally sense the environment, the stuff that you can't sense with these, with your eyes and ears. That's what these chakras are for. They can sense energy coming your way that doesn't suit you. That's not good for you or whatever. But if you constantly, using your higher chakras to consciously observe and analyze shit, you're not allowing your spirit to, vibe out in your lower chakras enough to actually feel a person vibe, to know if they on that type of time that you thinking that they might be on. You feel me? Like, y'all be trying to do everything with y'all brain, and that's y'all problem. Y'all need a little more spirituality in y'all life to know that every situation is new and should be addressed as such. And your gut gonna always tell you, if your mind not too crowded and your spirit not too up here with with these chakras, your gut gonna always tell you when something wrong. When you get that gut feeling that somebody is on some dirt with you, then that's when you start using your higher chakras to make sure your gut feeling is actually right, because they can be wrong too. That's when you use your higher chakras, like, okay, I'm getting this sense that something ain't right with them, but let me make sure, because I might be tripping. Let me just make sure. Then you do some analyzing and observing and watch for certain things. But until your gut give you that feeling, you do not need to be hyper watching anybody. You feel me? You just go with the flow, live with the moment, and stop letting your past, traumas disrupt your current situation. Remember, thoughts and feelings are our powers. You created your mind. You are not the mind. So stop allowing yourself to become emotionally attached to things that do not serve you as a spirit. Control your perception. Trey Montana signing out.